everybody. My name is Finn Digman, and I'm the Waste Reduction Education Coordinator for Asheville Greenworks. Today, I'm going to be reading you a story by Taback called Joseph Had a Little Overcoat. I'm going to be using a program called Internet Archive, and if there's any book that you want to read, you can make an Internet Archive account and read it online for free. Okay, here we are on Internet Archive, and as you can see at the top of the screen, I have borrowed this book for just a couple of hours, so I can read it all to you. So, without further ado, let's get started. Joseph Had a Little Overcoat by Taback. I want to give you all time to look at these pretty pictures because whoever designed this book did a very good job. Joseph had a little overcoat. It was old and worn. This is Joseph. So he made a jacket out of it and went to the fair. Joseph had a little jacket. It got old and worn. So he made a vest out of it and danced at his nephew's wedding. Joseph had a little vest. It got old and worn. So he made a scarf out of it and sang in the men's chorus. Joseph had a little scarf. It got old and worn. So he made a necktie out of it and went to visit his married sister in the city. Joseph had a little necktie. It got old and worn. So he made a handkerchief out of it and drank a glass of hot tea with lemon. Joseph had a little handkerchief. It got old and worn. So he made a button out of it and used it to fasten his suspenders. Joseph had a little button. One day he lost it. Now he had nothing. So, Joseph made a book about it, which shows you can always make something out of nothing. Here in the back, Sims Taback writes a little note about his favorite childhood song, and it's called I Had a Little Overcoat, just like the book. If you want to look it up on YouTube or any other video streaming platform, you can. It's a sweet little song, and it comes with an animation. So, I chose to read Joseph Had a Little Overcoat to you because I think that reuse is really important. For myself, I have a hard time finding clothes that fit me, so I go out to Goodwill or a thrift store or even to a brand new clothing store and buy clothing that is usually a little bit too big for me. And then I bring it home and I sew it up a little bit. I sew the hems up, and sometimes I bring in the waist, and I'm able to fit into clothing much more easily because of that. And I think a lot of times we're taught that we have to find something that works perfectly in a specific way, and if it doesn't work in that way, then it's garbage and we've got to throw it away. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to throw stuff away. And there's a lot of things that we reuse in our everyday lives. So, I want you to take a moment to think about the ways that you reuse in your everyday life. That could be arts and crafts. It could be boring, functional things like me making my pants fit a little bit better. It could be a lot of different things. And once you have your answer, once you've figured out how you reuse in your everyday life, I want you to talk to your friend, your family, or your teacher and tell them how you reuse and ask them how they reuse. Thank you for sitting in on this reading of Joseph Had a Little Overcoat by Sims Taback with me.